We know that Wendy Williams plans to return to television. In the meantime, some special guests are filling in. One of them is Nick Cannon, who has special insight into Pete Davidson's romance with Kate Beckinsale. Nick calls Kate a cougar, but mostly takes the opportunity to roast Pete's ex, Ariana Grande. "Last night I was hanging out with my little brother, Pete Davidson," Nick tells the audience. He elaborates, saying, "We were in Brooklyn. We were having some good conversation," he shares, adding, "We were having cougar conversations." It's no mystery what he means by that. Pete is 25 years old. Kate Beckinsale, with whom he has been repeatedly spotted in recent weeks, is 45. She really is. "I didn't believe it, either. I taught that young boy well," Nick brags. He is implying that it was at his instruction that Pete hooked up with the outrageously hot Kate Beckinsale. "I will take credit for it," Nick announces. "I'm the one who told him, 'Get you an older woman, man.' I said that. Leave them little pop stars alone." Nick advised Pete, he says. "An old woman knows what she wants," he tells the audience. "She don't play no games." Is Nick really characterizing Kate Beckinsale as old? "That's what I'm talking about," Nick says. "Get you somebody older. Them little pop stars," Nick characterizes. "They don't know." That sounds pretty condescending, but Nick does have an example. "They giving Japanese menus tattooed on their backs from the sushi restaurant," he jokes. Ariana attempted to get 7 rings tattooed on her hand. Instead, the kanji spells out barbecue. "I'm joking," Nick clarifies. "But that is Ariana Grande's hand. I think that's even after she tried to fix it," he says. Actually, this image is after she tried to fix it but accidentally made it worse. "That's some young girl stuff," Nick declares. "Older women don't like tardy barbecues," he says. Nick then jokes, "They like chitlins and grits." We cannot speak as to Kate Beckinsale's dietary preferences. Nick appears to be making a reference to some traditional Southern dishes that might be viewed as soul food. He's trying to speak to Wendy Williams' core audience, but he might be laying it on a little thick. Nick Cannon does admit that he doesn't have that much high ground when it comes to tattoos. He famously had a back tattoo of Mariah Carey's name back when they were together. "That was for love." "That's love right there," Nick explains. "I just added to it," he says. "I put some more on there." That doesn't seem all that different from Ariana's tattoo. The real difference is that Ariana's tat's problem isn't the intended content, but the poorly translated execution. Pete Davidson is a comedian. He understands that his friends are going to use their conversations as material. But is Kate Beckinsale going to enjoy being called an old woman, or even a cougar, by one of Pete's friends? She'll probably just ignore it, but it's just not a cool thing to say. Don't get me wrong, I'm a lifelong member of the 30 is old crowd, but you don't go around calling a 45-year-old woman old.